If someone tells you that your social security money, your bank account, or your identity is tied to a crime, and then tells you to buy gold to fix it, that is not protection. That is the scam. In one recent case, a 79-year-old widow in Michigan was allegedly pushed toward buying $700,000 in gold because a caller claimed her social security funds were connected to terrorism. If she had followed the instructions all the way through, a lifetime of savings could have been handed to a stranger and possibly gone for good. Now, the part that makes this case so powerful is that the scam did not start with someone saying, "Give me your money." Most scams do not sound that obvious. The caller allegedly created a frightening story first. The woman was told that her social security funds were somehow connected to terrorism, which is the kind of accusation that can make a person panic before they even have time to think clearly. And once someone is scared, the scammer can present a strange instruction as if it is the safe option. In this case, the strange instruction was to buy gold. Not a gift card, not a wire transfer, not a small payment to verify an account, but $700,000 worth of gold. That is what makes this so serious. The victim was being pushed to turn savings into something physical, portable, and much harder to recover once it leaves her hands. Gold became the getaway vehicle. But this case also had an unusual turn. At Grand Rapids Coins, the owner noticed something did not feel right. The woman reportedly said she wanted the gold as an investment for her children, but she appeared rushed, confused, and not really focused on the investment itself. That mismatch mattered. She was making a huge purchase, but her behavior suggested someone else was driving the decision. So he contacted police, and authorities reportedly staged the pickup. Instead of handing over real gold, they used a bag of chocolate gold coins. When the alleged courier arrived to collect what he thought was $700,000 in bullion, he received the decoy instead and was arrested. The chocolate coins are the memorable detail, but the real lesson is much bigger than that. The real lesson is that scams often depend on pressure, secrecy, and speed. The caller wants you scared. They want you isolated. They want you to move money before you call your family, your bank, the real agency, or the police. And in this case, the rescue happened because someone slowed the transaction down. Now, government imposter scams are not new. People have been warned for years about fake IRS calls, fake Social Security threats, fake Medicare representatives, fake police warrants, and fake bank fraud departments. The payment method changes over time. Years ago, scammers often pushed wire transfers or prepaid cards. Then gift cards became common. Then cryptocurrency ATMs and payment apps became part of the playbook. And now, in some high-dollar cases, scammers are turning to gold. The FTC reported that people lost $3.5 billion to imposter scams in 2025, and imposter scams were the top reported fraud category. That tells us this is not just a one-off story from Michigan. It is part of a much larger pattern where criminals pretend to be someone with authority, then use fear to make people move money. Sometimes the story is about a bank account being hacked. Sometimes it is about identity theft. Sometimes it is about Social Security, taxes, Medicare, or a fake investigation. And the story usually has the same emotional shape. First, they tell you something is wrong. Then they tell you the situation is urgent. Then they tell you not to talk to anyone. Then they give you instructions that move your money outside the normal system. That last part is the warning sign. A real government agency will not tell you to buy gold, hand cash to a courier, send crypto, buy gift cards, or move money into a so-called protected account. The Social Security Administration warns about this exact kind of behavior. Scammers may threaten arrest, claim your benefits or account will be suspended, tell you to move money to keep it safe, or arrange an in-person pickup of cash, gold bars, or other assets. Those are red flags. Not small concerns, not maybe suspicious, real red flags. So why gold? A simple way to think about it is that gold feels safe to honest people and useful to criminals. It feels solid. It feels old-fashioned. It feels separate from banks and digital accounts. That is why some people see it as a store of value. But those same qualities can make it attractive to scammers, because once gold is physically handed over, it can be moved, resold, melted, or passed along very quickly. Also, a gold purchase can look legitimate from the outside. If someone walks into a coin shop and says they want to buy gold as an investment, that is not automatically illegal or suspicious. Adults have the right to make their own financial choices, even unusual ones. The tricky part is that scammers hide behind that independence. They push the victim to make the purchase, but they make it look like the victim is acting alone. That is why the Michigan case raises a hard question. Who is supposed to stop the transaction? Is it the bank, the coin shop, a family member, the police? The answer is not always simple, because older adults still have the right to control their money and privacy. Not every large withdrawal is a scam, and not every gold purchase is suspicious. But there's a middle ground. Businesses can slow things down when the situation looks off. They can ask calm questions. They can notice whether a customer seems rushed, afraid, coached, confused, or unusually secretive. They can involve authorities when it appears someone is being pressured. That does not mean treating every older customer like they cannot make decisions. It means recognizing when a transaction has the fingerprints of coercion. Now, for families, this is where the conversation gets personal. A lot of people think my parent would never fall for that, or I would never hand money to a stranger. But that misses how these scams actually work. The scammer is not presenting themselves as a stranger asking for a favor. They are pretending to be the government, the bank, law enforcement, or a fraud investigator. They turn the victim's desire to cooperate into a weapon. And many victims are told not to tell anyone because the matter is supposedly confidential. That is one of the biggest warning signs. If someone says you cannot talk to your children, your spouse, your bank, your attorney, or local police, that is not a real investigation protecting you. That is isolation. They're trying to cut the safety wire before someone else can step in. The FBI's 2025 IC3 report showed that people aged 60 and older filed more than 200,000 complaints, with reported losses of about $7.7 billion. Those losses came from many types of scams, including investment scams, tech support scams, romance scams, business email compromise, and government impersonation. So this is not about seniors being careless. It is about criminals using better scripts, better technology, spoof numbers, fake badges, and intense psychological pressure. So before you move money because of phone call, message, email, or pop-up warning, use a simple rule. Stop and verify independently. Do not use the phone number the caller gives you. Do not click the link in the message. Hang up, then contact the agency, bank, or company using a number you know is real. If the person on the phone says you're not allowed to hang up, that is even more reason to hang up. And if the instruction involves gold, cash, crypto, gift cards, wire transfers, payment apps, or a courier coming to pick something up, treat that as an emergency fraud signal. Real agencies do not protect your money by sending someone to collect it from your house, a parking lot, a store, or a bank lobby. Real fraud departments do not need you to buy gold bars to keep your account safe. For ordinary people, the best defense is not being smarter than every scammer. Nobody can do that every time. The best defense is having a rule before the fear starts. If someone claims your money is connected to a crime, pause. If they say your benefits will be suspended unless you act immediately, pause. If they say your account is unsafe and you must move money to protect it, pause. Then call someone you trust. This is also a good time to talk with older parents, grandparents, neighbors, or anyone who lives alone. Not in a way that embarrasses them, but in a practical way. You might say, if anyone ever tells you to move money, buy gold, buy gift cards, use crypto, or keep a financial problem secret, call me first. Even if it sounds official, call me first. That one agreement can give someone permission to stop and ask for help. And for anyone watching who has already been targeted or even lost money, please hear this clearly. Shame is one of the scammers' tools. They want victims to feel embarrassed because embarrassed people stay quiet and silence helps the scam continue. Reporting it may not always recover the money, but it can help investigators see patterns, warn others, and sometimes catch the people involved. So no real government agent, social security employee, bank fraud worker, or police officer will tell you to buy gold to protect your money. No real agency will send a courier to pick up your savings. And if a frightening call makes you feel like you have to act right now, that is exactly when you should slow down, hang up, and bring in someone you trust. In a scam built on urgency, time is protection.